So a quick vlog. This is day 22 of my 66-day challenge. I started on the 25th of April 2016. So I'm already 1/3 of the way through it. I have failed on a couple of occasions. I had 2 days I didn't do anything, I think, and one day I didn't do it all of it. I started by running and doing a quick routine, and after a while I just got really sick and tired of the running. So what I've done is I've increased the amount of work that I'm doing on the routine. So my routine is push-ups, squats, abs, and a few weights for the biceps. And I started on 50, 60 each of those, depending. I started on 100 abs. I was doing like 50 push-ups, 60 squats, and I pushed those up to 100 from one day to the next after about 11, 12 days of this routine. Because I felt that it was getting easier, and I thought, well, if I don't make it more difficult, my curve is just going to be like that. It's going to flatten out, and I'll stop making progress. So I needed to continue putting more strain on the muscles to continue building more, and I suspect that I will increase again at some point. Also thinking of introducing maybe some new exercises because, well, to just work out different muscles or work out those muscles a bit differently. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not an expert in this. After just 4 or 5 days, when I skipped my first day, I was really surprised to see how low I felt. How mentally you just don't feel as good, not as optimistic, and physically you just feel a lot weaker. Now, right after the workout, you can really feel that the muscles working throughout the top of your body. You can feel it, and it's a feeling that I've never really had before, which feels as if those muscles are actually really growing. That's the feeling. It's like an inner feeling I've got. There has been a slight difference. If I look at myself in the mirror compared to day one, I can see a difference. I've got a little bit less blubber, and I can see that I've got a little bit more muscle that seems to be a little bit more defined. You probably wouldn't notice the difference because you have to be quite close up to see such small differences, but the differences are there. At least they're starting to appear. My body weight is sort of stable, around 68 kilos, but I can feel the blubber diminishing slowly, so that means my muscle mass must be increasing. So that's pretty cool. I'm fairly happy with that weight, but I have still got a lot of weight, a lot of fat I want to get rid of. I've probably got 5 to 10 kilos of blubber that I really want to get rid of. But if I continue like this, I should eventually manage to get rid of them. So what else? Yeah, it's gone surprisingly quickly, these 22 days, and I suspect that when I get to the 66 days, I'm just going to look back and think, wow, it's gone by in a flash. So if it's going to go by in a flash, you might as well start doing it. You might as well do this rather than look back in 66 days and having done nothing and think, oh my God, those 66 days have gone by now and I've done nothing. I could have done this, and by now my 66-day challenge would be over, right? Now, of course, I don't intend to end my exercise after 66 days. I'm hoping that I'm going to be so addicted to this that I'm going to want to make this a lifetime habit. And I think reasonably that is the thing to do. It should be just perfectly normal to exercise and work out every day. And now that I'm getting really, really addicted to this, as I said, I was addicted already after 4 or 5 days, then I think it's just going to be a matter of me having to do it, because I feel so horrible and so weak when I don't do it that I'm just going to want to do it, and I'm probably going to want to do a bit more and try new things, and maybe grab the bicycle and go out up to the mountains a bit, or do something different, maybe go swimming. I actually think that might be pretty cool, because then you're going to work out more muscles, different muscles, etc. There you go. I hope it's useful to somebody. I was inspired to do this by other videos like this, and that's why I'm posting this one, in case this inspires somebody to do the same. You can do it. You start seeing and feeling results within the first few days. It's amazing. And as I said, after 10 to 12 days, I felt the need to increase the level, and I almost doubled, some of those exercises from 50 to 100 overnight. And I've been able to do it. It was a bit hard the first days when you were doing 100 push-ups instead of 50. It's a bit difficult when you're not used to it, but I'm doing it. And so what? wait an extra minute before you do them, and you've got some energy back, and you manage to do it. And I'm sure at some point I'll be doing more than 100, right? And in fact, now I'm actually starting to go a little bit above 100 on some days, because yeah, that's it. You feel like doing it, and you know you can, and so you just continue pushing that limit higher and higher, very slowly. I know it's still pussy level workout what I'm doing, but for me, compared to doing nothing, this is already pretty good. And I can, you start to push back that horizon, and see that you can do it, and that you can do more, and you actually want to do more. And so it's just a really positive hamster wheel, as I call it. So there you go. I hope this is useful to some of you out there. Take care. Bye.